World leaders gather to discuss global peace, but behind closed doors, power becomes a weapon. G20 is a high-stakes political action thriller that asks one question. What happens when the world's most powerful people become the most vulnerable? This story follows a leader forced to become a warrior, not for politics, but for survival. Welcome back to Recap Realm, where we break down movies in minutes. Let's dive into the movie called G20. The movie opens with global tension rising. Economic instability, cyber threats, and political rivalries are pushing nations to the edge. In response, the world's most influential leaders gather at a heavily secured G20 summit meant to restore balance and cooperation. At the center of the story is the President of the United States, portrayed as intelligent, composed, and battle-tested, not just politically but personally. Unlike traditional leaders, she carries a past shaped by discipline and sacrifice, hinting that she's more than a figurehead. Security is tight. Surveillance systems are flawless. Or so everyone believes. As discussions begin, the atmosphere feels calm, but the film quietly plants warning signs. Small security delays. Brief communication failures. Subtle glances between unfamiliar staff members. Something is coming. Without warning, the summit collapses into chaos. A coordinated terrorist attack strikes the venue from the inside. These aren't random attackers, they're trained, strategic, and prepared. Within minutes, world leaders are taken hostage, communication lines are severed, and the building becomes a sealed battlefield. The attackers don't want ransom. They want control. Their plan is to manipulate global systems, force political decisions, and expose the fragility of international power. By holding the G20 hostage, they hold the world hostage. The president narrowly escaped capture, separated from her security detail, and presumed neutralized. Now isolated inside enemy territory, she must survive without revealing her identity. This is where the movie shifts, from political drama to pure survival. Stripped of authority, weapons, and protection, the president becomes just another human fighting to stay alive. She navigates maintenance corridors, surveillance blind spots, and abandoned offices, using instinct rather than protocol. The film emphasizes intelligence over brute force, avoiding enemies instead of confronting them head-on. Along the way, she uncovers the attacker's deeper motive. They believe global leadership is corrupt beyond repair, and chaos is the only solution. This ideological conflict becomes the heart of the movie. Order versus destruction. Responsibility versus revenge. As the president secretly helps free other hostages, her leadership shines not through speeches, but through action. Calm decisions. Sacrifices. Protecting others even when escape is possible. The president begins disrupting the attacker's operation from within. She sabotages their surveillance, reclaims communication access in short bursts, and slowly reconnects with the outside world. Each move increases the risk of exposure. The attackers realize someone is fighting back, someone trained. When her identity is finally discovered, everything changes. The leader they thought was powerless becomes their greatest threat. The final confrontation is tense and strategic, not flashy. It's about timing, patience, and resolve. Instead of domination, the president focuses on preventing catastrophic consequences, stopping global systems from collapsing.